All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakahakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and in sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers. And Shalom to the ones that endured as faithful to the very end, until the time of Jacob's troubles, which are again the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. So I want to do this quick video pretty much on something that, every last one of us hate even hearing. How everything that goes bad in this society is always, if people do anything in their power to take away the might and the strength of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? Or even in their ideologies, what they believe in that Jesus Christ. They even take the strength away from that, although Jesus Christ ain't got no strength or power. But, as far as even what they believe, speaking in verbatim, right? They even take away the power of God and Jesus, right? When anything bad happens, they pin it on Satan, right? Or half of these Christians, they believe in, a lot of these other gods, right? And everybody don't even know it, but they following other gods in general on a daily basis. Even if you claim to be only unto Jesus Christ, because that Jesus Christ is another God, right? That's another God of a man that was set up, right? A freak. But, you believe in that money, right? I recently did a video on the monetary system of the GDP, right? When you go to, I looked up monetary. When you go into monetary, it goes back to a Greek goddess, they say, of Moneta, right? Which also ties into Mammon, right? Again, that shows, man, it's all of this is other gods. You got the simps, they worship the Queen of Heaven. You got the birthday cakes, which is burning incense unto the Queen of Heaven, right? You got the Christmas, the Easter, Halloween, all of that, Semiramis, Ishtar, all these other different gods. Everything in this place is built off of other deities, right? Which is idols. That's them taking the power away from even their Jesus Christ. Because a lot of them, they even purposely believe in other gods like Greek gods, the Zeus and Poseidon and all these other gods. So let me get this scripture. This is Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Right? So what did it just say? I, the Lord, do all these things. So it say he created the light and the darkness, not Satan. One thing that people got to understand is that God and Satan are not up in the sky having a Dragon Ball Z fight and going Super Saiyan up there. No. When you read throughout the scriptures, man, it talks about Satan. He's actually under subjection unto the Lord. Right? The Lord is the one who commanded him to do things. The Lord asked Satan, well, where have you been? He said, to and fro, in and out of earth, just here and there. The Lord commanded him to do things. The Lord even commanded Satan to tempt his own son, right? Yahweh Shai, the one that this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He sent him to tempt him. So where in the scriptures did it say that God and Satan are fighting, or Satan being kicked out of heaven? Because if the Lord had to kick a demon or an angel out of heaven, then that means the Lord ain't got everything under control. That means Satan. That means the Lord is, I guess, half-assing, right? Because the Lord makes things do things for purposes, right? The darkness that the Lord creates, he created that, right? What did the scripture just say, man? I create the light and the darkness, peace and evil. So whenever since the Lord ever create angels that start rebelling and acting up, I guess, and say, you know what? You've been hella, terrible lately. You've been going against orders. You've been rebelling. You know, you're not an angel anymore. Get the hell out. Kick him out of heaven. And here comes Satan falling from heaven into the ground. Right? No. When they say Lucifer falling out of heaven, man, we go into this definition, even Isaiah 14. When you go into the word Lucifer, Lucifer means light bearer. When it's talking about Lucifer falling from heaven, that's talking about this power structure of America being put down. America's power structure has always been equated, you know, parabolic unto the stars, right? Or the constellations, or light even. That's why Isaiah 13, it says the light shall not give her light, the moon shall not give her light time, or the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. Lucifer means light bearer. And when it talks about the son of morning, that's talking about the morning star, or, you know, a star. Again, the power structure, not Satan being kicked out of heaven. So here's the thing. A lot of y'all give too much credit unto Satan. And if y'all ain't giving credit unto Satan, then y'all giving a bunch of credit unto these other gods. Because y'all believe that, you know, all these things happen from different gods. You know, you got the god of love, the god of lightning, and you say Thor's the god of thunder. You know, all these different gods, god of wars, you know, god of shit. You might as well have a god of oxygen. Probably already do. You know, all these different factors that the Lord has created, they make a god out of it. At this point, you might as well have a god of tables. That's them, again, that's them taking the power away from the Lord and making everybody serve unto these other idols. This is Isaiah 42:8. It says, I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither praise to graven images. Right? So the Christian churches is not going to read this scripture, and we all know why. Right? What did it say here? I am the Lord, that is my name. Right? The name is important. So to you other camps as well, that's a big point. Because a lot of y'all say that the name doesn't matter. You Christians say that the name doesn't matter. When we bring out the real name, y'all say it don't matter. Letter J did not exist until the 1600s. Letter V did not exist, so it can't be Jehovah. Right? When you had ancient Paleo Hebrew, right, it was spelled Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai. Simple as that. So the name, you can't really do much without the name. You know, your prayers, it's not going to do much without the name. You other camps, man, y'all just say the name don't matter. Y'all like to throw out the name, and the fact that y'all used to teach the name, that's them taking the power away from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And when you follow onto that type of doctrine, you're following unto Quos, which is the god of Edom. Y'all following unto the rulers of darkness, the ones that rule the society at the moment, because that's their agenda, to throw out the name and defame, you know, the Lord. Y'all anti-Christ, right? Y'all anti-Yahweh Shai. But yet y'all for the name Christ. Yet you coming in riding on a horse. The main point or reason that y'all even don't like the name of the Lord is because y'all hate the Lord. Simple as that. Y'all hate Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Y'all especially hate that name. Y'all hate the power that he had. Y'all jealous of him. Because y'all want the power that the Lord had. And the reason why y'all want to keep on throwing out the name so much, and y'all just do the best of your ability to not even say the name, that's further proof. Y'all pretty much saying that the Lord is in y'all way. Bishop Nathaniel, you're saying that Yahweh Shai is in your way, and he's getting in the way of things of your fame, which is the truth. The Lord is getting in your way, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? This is one thing I'll always say. The Lord is above everything. The Lord is above it. You know, you got a problem with the Lord? Well, the Lord is above problems. You want to question the Lord is above questions. Right? Shit, the Lord is above emotion. And he's a jealous God. And the Lord is above everything. What did he say? He's the Alpha and the Omega. So anybody who comes up with some dumb shit or say something that's involving the Lord, I'm going to just say the Lord is above that. Or even the Lord got a problem with somebody. Well, the Lord ain't got a problem with nobody. Because the Lord is above problems. What are you going to do? So what did the scripture just say? Neither my praise to graven images. So the Lord is not going to allow his praises being given unto other gods or even graven images. Now, when the Lord said to not make graven images, that didn't mean not to make images of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because if it was praises unto him, then yes, that is allowed, but not unto these other gods. So if, because a lot of y'all other camps, y'all go into the law and the law and the law, and that's it. Y'all the wicked scribes and Pharisees back, reincarnated. So if the Lord said to not make any graven images at all, was Solomon, which is Yahweh Shai, did Yahweh Shai go off of that? Because he made the temple of the Lord. And there was a lot of graven images that was in the Lord's name. So did he go off for it? So according to everybody on this planet now, is the Lord going off for saying this? This is Deuteronomy 32:40. It says, "For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever." Apparently, you got gods of time, Chronos. You got gods of living. You got God of life. Got God of who knows what now. Shit, at this point, them people up in Hollywood, those are gods. Right? The people who own this society, those are gods. Cause all it means is power. At this point, they're the gods of the casting couch up there. So it says, "For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy." I don't remember Zeus saying this, right? I don't remember Zeus taking part of any of this. I don't remember Buddha taking part of any of this. I don't remember Dagon, coming out of Africa, the fish god with a lip plate probably and a bone in his mouth, coming back to make his arrows drunk with blood. Or saying that he lived forever. No, this is talking about Yahweh, right? This is Yahweh speaking. Right? What did it say? This is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. "For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever." And the Lord lives forever. Right? The Lord said, "I am the Alpha and the Omega." So, whenever since was Zeus the Alpha and the Omega? Whenever since did your other gods be Alpha and the Omega? Shit, when has Satan been an Alpha and an Omega? Right? Satan is under the Lord. Whenever since he starts saying, "Man, I'm going to overthrow the Lord, throw him off the throne," probably break his legs real quick so he can't climb back on the throne, just take over real quick. No. No other gods is going to try to take the Lord. Because that's impossible. Again, the Lord is above conflict. The Lord is above everything. And that would be forever my answer. I'm going to just say that the Lord is above that. So by the Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKahakodash, and Shalom.